Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to be showing you as a 1200 hours of Left 4 Dead playtime. I'm essentially going to be showing you the most difficult, from maybe easy to asinine hard. And by the way, I'm going to be doing this well, I don't know, just doing this difficulty expert. We're not including realism. That's for another day, because quite frankly, I think realism is entirely a different game mode. So without further ado, please consider liking and subscribing, and also commenting or some shit. I don't know. Look. I've been busy, so without further ado, let's rank these fucking maps. The apartments now. Pretty easy. You can beat this shit blindfolded. It's literally like it's the first chapter, like the original Left 4 Dead game, so it's gonna be quite easy. Yeah, you have that car at the end of the level, I guess, but all in all, I mean, you're not gonna have really any troubles at all, unless like a tank comes. Yeah, I mean, let's be real here. The only way you're gonna actually be fucking get absolutely buff fucked is either one, a tank spawns at the end of the level, or which just no diffs your ass. Okay, those are the only scenarios where I can see you getting fucked in the ass. So, yeah, it's fucking easy. What can I say? Now, with the subways, I think you're gonna have to lock in a little bit, since it is somewhat of a long level, decently long at the very least. I know the crescendo event for like opening up the garage door to the upstairs is kind of. I mean, I wouldn't say it's difficult, but it is kind of time consuming. You might use some supplies when you're able to get to the crescendo event, but after that, essentially a breeze. Yeah, but well, you have the car alarm at the end of the level. So I guess like if you fuck up so badly, you're gonna have to struggle. I don't know what the fuck to say. But in other words, look, I will say, if a tank does spawn at the end of the level, like on the streets and shit, you might as well just head back to the generator room, because at the very least, there's like no cars for him to like fucking toss at you to like insta cap you. So there's that. But yeah, like it literally at the crescendo event, there's like Molotovs, pipe bombs, literally pain pills in the cabinets, in the medical cabinets at the very least, in the locker room. So yeah, it's like you're kind of have to lock in, but you're not sweating one bit. With the sewers, I would say this is a bit more. You probably. Well, first and foremost, you can either get on the scissor lift and just turn it on, and like it'll carry you to like on the rooftops, and then you can go into the fucking warehouse, or you can just turn the scissor lift on, and they're just camping in the little fucking in the room right next to the gas station. You get on the dumpster, or you blow up the gas station, then get on the bits and pieces of the fucking gas station onto the dumpster, and then into the little side room and shit. But and therefore you can just camp right there until like the horde's gone. I mean, personally, I just fucking run in, get on the scissor lift, go to the roofs with the hordes. They're not, unless you fuck up seriously badly, they're not that difficult. Although this time around, if there's a tank spawning, if a tank does spawn around here, around this scissor lift, then it's fairly easy. Without the horde, of course. I mean, it's like an open field. You can run his ass around with a bunch of run his ass around with the containers and stuff. So, I mean, hell, you probably use the gas station to kill him. That I only saw that like twice in my entire time playing Left 4 Dead. But yeah, I guess you could do that. Probably twice, but which is kind of sort of an accident, but I digress. So after the scissor lift, you go into the sewers, which, I mean, if a tank does spawn there, you're essentially you're about to get ass rammed, unless you know the entire layout of the sewers. You're kind of gonna have to forfeit the melee, or well, what am I saying? Forfeit the molly, since ultimately there's puddles and waters and shit in the sewer, so the tank can just essentially extinguish itself, no problems at all. Or, I mean, you're gonna have to fight him without the Molotov, which is kind of ass. So, I mean, that and like the closed off fucking environment around the sewers makes this extremely difficult to avoid the tank's attacks. Now, granted, there's no cars and fucking random ass big ass objects that he can just throw at your ass and just insta cap you. Unless you like, unless you're at the entrance of the hospital, which there is, but I mean, if you do find a tank at the hospital entrance, you can just go down to sewers. To have like a better chance at fighting him there, since at the very least there's no cars down the sewers. So I digress. But anyways, after the scissor lift event, the sewers for the most part should be fine. I mean, yeah, they should be fine. There's nothing else to it. The hospital entrance, and I know for a fact there's like a guaranteed one med kit. I think it's either one med kit or one defib unit. Well, I mean, by the end of the level, it's like, it's fine. It's fine. So without further ado, I'm gonna put this actually behind the subway. Since, well, I don't think you're. Look. If you do camp in the side room, it should be fairly easy. Tanks not a problem. Witches aren't a problem. I'm gonna. I think that's good. Now, with the hospital, is going to be try-harding and sweating. Well, actually, no, I don't think it's that hard. Well, okay, I'll see here. For the first half, before you get into the elevator for the crescendo event, it's fairly menial, fairly boring. Not much to it. It's essentially just like a big ass hospital. Now, when you do get to the elevator, it's gonna start the horde event. So you're gonna have to defend You're gonna have to defend in the meantime while the elevator comes down for like what? For like multiple floors and shit to like the sixth floor, I believe, or the fourth floor, fourth or sixth, whatever. So it ain't too much of a struggle. You just gotta defend for a little bit, and then the elevator comes, and you're gonna run in, punch the elevator button to like the 26th, I think, 28th, I believe. Now, when you do get to the 26th or 28th floors and stuff, that's when things change. That's why I had this on try hard instead of just like locking in. Like now you gotta worry about like shit like the charger and even like the smoker and boomer. Cause like, even if they, I mean, just being knocked off, it's like, you know, you're holding on to the fucking edge and shit. It's kind of dangerous, especially if there's a tank up here. If there's a tank up in the roof or near like the fucking windowless rooms and shit. I mean, like you might as well just, well, there's like a little big room, semi-big room that you can put like a bunch of like, what is it? Yarn pins, I guess. It's big enough so you can run the tank around the pins. But other than that, it's like, no, you're fighting for your life if the tank spawns up there. But even without the tank, you still gotta worry about the chargers, smokers, boomers, even the jockeys. So I think, no, it's staying up there. I think, no. I think that's good. Now for the rooftops, fairly easy. Well. Fuck, I'm gonna say it's very easy, low cortisol victory. You're barely gonna stress. The only time you're ever gonna stress is pretty much when the tank comes, because the tank has a good possibility of throwing your ass off the rooftop to your death. So that's that. If you do prepare, especially if you're on a cooperative game, like, well, I don't know, like with 4 players and shit, you can essentially camp out the rooftops with like military snipers, hunting rifles, M16s, AKs. I mean, look, I'm saying it's gonna be fucking easy. Not that easy, of course, because the tank might just fucking one-shot your ass off the rooftop. But yeah, you shouldn't really have any struggles to like going through this finale. So yeah, I guess. Next, we got the Crash Course campaign chapters. Oh, whatever. All right, we got the alley. Tryharding. Look. You might as well just speed run through this fucking map. Most of it is well, the first building you will soon encounter when you leave the safe space at like the helicopter crash. Like immediately go straight into like the basement of the first building you see. Like there should be a deagle and like a fucking melee weapon, I guess. Some supplies. I mean, the same could be said for the fucking alleyways and stuff. When you go through it, but it's just one big ass long map. Holy fuck. Okay. All the trauma's coming back. I'm starting to remember now. Look, I fucking hate Crash Course just in its entirety because it's so fucking long. And we'll get to Last Stand later, way fucking later, trust me. But after all that, one long ass distance, you like fucking made it to the goddamn artillery strike. You shoot the fucking bridge to clear a path, and then like you gotta wait for the fire to burn out so you can clear through. And by the way, if you do fucking fuck up and die here, you're gonna have to go all the fuck back to the start of the campaign. Kill me. Well, okay, it's not in please end my suffering here, but look, the first map is the alley's not that long in compared to the second map. We'll get to it right the fuck now, by the way. Now, the truck depot, please fucking kill me. I do not want to play this fucking map ever again. Even longer than the first map, the alleyway, fuck that. And I thought the alleyway was long enough, okay? Like, I think the original intentions for making the Crash Course maps were so it'd be good for fucking, I believe it's like for versus. Fuck that. Fuck all of that. Like, just getting there is a fucking challenge enough, especially on harder difficulties, and most especially on fucking realism. Expert realism, to be more specific. Fuck, but we're not counting that. But even just on expert alone, it's already a fucking challenge. Just the simple fact that it's so fucking long. There are like so many opportunities for like a tank to spawn in, so many chances for like a special infected to come in and just fuck you up. Which, like, the only real solution to this map is like you just speedrun it. Fuck all the other loot and supplies. If you have the guns you want, if you have the pistols like a deagle, bio, meds, pain pills, adrenaline, what have you not, just speedrun through this. Speedrun through this fucking map. Fuck the loot. Like, it means nothing when you get your ass kicked by a fucking tank with one shot. Oh yeah, and the finale. Fuck the finale too, by the way. First and foremost, after I think it was like the second tank, the generator turns off because like in order to start the finale, you have to turn on the generator. Then it turns off, like again, like it turns off. Then you gotta restart that shit again, and then hopefully you have like a boomer bile jar or like a pipe bomb at the very fucking least to like distract the infected long enough. Because you know for a fact the AI isn't gonna do shit. Let's be real. The Left 4 Dead 2 bots are fucking dog shit. Let's be 100% honest. The only thing they're good at is being like human turrets. That's it. That's fucking it. And then like once you got done with the like, turn on the generator, should be like the truck should lower down. to the ground, and then you can get your ass in. Fuck off. Just say goodbye to this fucking map. Holy shit, I fucking hate doing this map when I was trying to get the expert realism achievement. Fuck it. Let's move on. Let's fucking move on already. Turnpike. Now, this is probably going into the... Okay, here's my controversial opinion. I think it's a low cortisol victory. It's decently long, but it's not as Crash Course long, so... And there's also quite a bit more supplies than the alleyway, than the depot finale, so... I think... was it? At the bottom, there should be... In one of the rooms, there should be a deagle. If you go further down, there should be a boomer bio, or like a bunch of throwables. I think like some pain pills here and there, but other than that, it's like, yeah, I think from my experiences, it's very easy to complete this map on expert. So, yeah. Now, with the drains, being the shit blindfolded and one arm, very easy, cause like if you leave the safe room, turn to the right, get into the most right leaning pipe, and follow through it. It should lead you to the top of the what's it called? Fuck. Oh. It should leave you with the height and the elevation advantage, so you can look down and just start shooting the zombies from above. And then when you get down there, there should be at least like 2 tier 2 weapons. Sometimes there's like a deagle. Other time there's like laser sights. So there could be cases where you get the AK with laser sights, and then you're pretty much set. The crescendo event, it's fairly easy. Just wait for the fucking thingy to fall down, like the what's it called? Yeah, just wait for the rails to come down, which makes it possible for you to travel across like the sewer room and shit, and you can go up the stairs, go into the pipes again, leave out of the warehouse, and then get back into the building, into the train, and then that's where the safe room is. So yeah, I'm beating this shit blindfolded, no questions asked. Now, with the church, getting there is just, I think you gotta lock in, especially when you get onto the road. After jumping off the train, after jumping off the train, and if you get into the wooded streets, chances are there's more than likely that there's gonna be a tank there. I mean, I don't know what's my luck with this map, but usually a tank spawns here by this point in like the campaign, I guess. And then I mean, there's quite a lot of supplies along the way when you're trying to get to the church. Medical cabinet, like this little shitty ass outpost building. Then when you get to like the family home, which you're gonna have to go through regardless. So there's teacher weapons, some supplies and all that. So ammo too, by the way. So in case you run out of ammo by then, which could be the case if you're fighting a tank in this level. So, and then the church event is fairly easy. There should be, if I remember correctly, there should be one gas canister in the storage room as soon as you enter the graveyard side of the church. Then there should be also one more next to the busted up hole in the fucking building of the church. So there should be 2 gas canisters, which you can use like consecutively, like to either just use both of them at the same time to block out the entrances, or just use one of them to block one entrance, and then you can shoot the zombies who are coming in from the other. So because they can break through the glass. So I mean, it's a fairly decent map, decently difficult, especially if the tank comes in and stuff. So yeah, I say this is in the middle of the road. Now with the town, the first half is fairly easy, if kind of long, but it shouldn't be too difficult. Now, fast forward through all that, unless like a tank comes in, but look, then in which case you can probably fall back to the safe room church if you have to, because there's a bunch of cars and shit that the tank can just toss at you. So yeah, I guess that's difficult, but for the most part it's kind of easy first half. Then when you reach the second half, which is the crescendo event, aka the endless horde event, you lower down the forklift into like this little concrete shit, and then like the concrete just fucking crashes. Like, was it? Yeah, whatever. Like the whatever. It leaves open like a pathway for you to run over on top of the roof, or on like it's on top of the roof, I guess. And then the endless horde event comes in. Hopefully you have a boomer bio, or at least a pipe bomb or a molly. If not, this is gonna be a fucking painful ass experience, especially on extra realism, but I digress. And this is also one crescendo endless horde event that you can essentially, it'll be extremely beneficial if you have like a melee weapon, not a chainsaw, of course, because it's fucking useless unless without mods, of course. But I would say with this crescendo event, it's a lot more harder. So we'll put this on top of tryharding. We'll put you at the bottom. Yeah, right here. Hopefully, like, and also, the only time where you should throw the bio bomb is when you cross the bridge, or when you, fuck, holy shit, I'm starting to fucking be retarded. Okay, when you reach to the bus, throw the bio jar in the corner so the zombies will have to fucking get there and like smell the fucking, reek the stench. Then it gives you enough time to run past them. Then probably gives you enough time to reach the stairs. In which case, the bio jar will just probably dissipate. But by then, you should be able to make it. Unless you massively fuck up, or like a charger or a hunter comes in and just fucking ruins you. But I digress. So, yeah, the town's pretty difficult, I will say. Now, with the boathouse finale, getting there is not really that difficult. Maybe except with like a tank coming in or a witch coming in. But I think you'll be fine, especially. There should be supplies in the house, or like right next to the parking lot of this little shack right next to the parking. There should be at least some supplies in case you have to fucking fight either a witch or a tank. Molly shit. I digress. The finale itself, it's fairly easy. There's enough room in the finale area where like you can essentially run around the tank, or like, yeah, you essentially just fucking play merry-go-round with the tank and shit. Set it on fire, run around the house. Maybe you have to deal with the smoker every once in a while because it's fucking annoying in this map. Just don't leave it in the water where essentially it extinguishes itself and you essentially wasted the molly. But yeah, 2 tanks and get fucked. Boat comes in. Maybe like, yeah, like if you have like a pipe bomb or a bile, just throw it to like distract the zombies for long enough for your ass to get there, and then like, yeah, fairly easy. Low cortisol victory, fairly chill. You got all the supplies you need at the boathouse, either in the boathouse itself or like the cabin right next to it. Like when you reach it, like there should be like a cabin in there with some extra supplies. So yeah, you should be good. Now, starting dead air. The greenhouse is kind of a short map. You start with 4 mollies, 4 pipe bombs. Probably use 2 pipe bombs to clear out the area that you're about to enter into, and like take like a third one, or like a molly or some shit in case like if you have to fight a tank. But for the most part, except maybe like if you alert the fort or some shit, you can beat this shit blindfolded. No ifs, ands, or buts. Yeah, that's all I got about this. That's all I got for this map, I guess. Now, with the crane is kind of the similar situation as like the greenhouse. Fairly, I guess fairly average start. It's not really that challenging getting to the crane, and once you do get to the crane, fairly easy to defend it. Just stay inside the crane operating shit, like get on top of the ladder, like just, and they use it's either one or two gas canisters and just like cover the area with flames. and wait until the dumpster come down, so you can get on top of it and just fucking keep going. The crescendo event's fairly easy. Just funnel the effective into the fucking flames if you can. And by the way, be careful for like the charger, because like it just knocks your ass off. So happened to me once. I'll be on versus, but it's still possible for the AI charger to do the same thing. So yeah, be careful on the rooftop parts of the map. Even after the dumpster, you still have to deal with the rooftops for the most part until you reach like the office, which case is fairly easy to get through. Low horizontal victory, I would say probably you're gonna have to pay a little attention, considering, especially on the rooftops. But once you get down to the bottom, there's like a car alarm, but other than that, that's fucking it. Unless you love fucking shooting the cars, or unless you're a total dumbass and just get like have a smoker pull your ass into the car alarm, but that's kind of like a major skill issue. So yeah, low car result victory, easy peasy. Now with the construction site, I see you kind of have to lock in, because almost immediately you're gonna have to shoot the fire, and that somehow alerts a fucking horde. Which, okay, whatever. I mean, defending is fairly easy, since at the very least there should be at least one gas canister around near the crescendo event. It's either in the unfinished building on top, or in one like the fucking. Look, it's around the area. It has a random spawn, so it's gonna be hard to find. But once you do find it, it's gonna be. You can probably put it near the ladder or near the stackable pins. So yeah, once the fire comes out, or once the fire for the fucking wood and shit to be burned down, you go through. After that, it's probably fairly easy. I mean, you're gonna have to go through the electrical shit. Then when you reach the road to the airport, there's like a car alarm, which it's fairly easy to like just fucking avoid outright. Like I said, these optional car alarms are just fairly easy to avoid as a whole. This one's especially easy. So yeah, I got nothing to say. Actually, fuck it, put it low cortisol. It's top of low cortisol. Your cortisol might spike on occasion. Maybe when a tank or a witch like starts blocking the only way to get through, then that's probably a problem. But like, same could be said for every other fucking map. So yeah, it's fucking easy as hell. Now on the terminal map, I think you're gonna have to try. You're probably gonna have to try hard this shit. Mostly because like the two horde events. One's like you can essentially defend like the van from like just breaking through the fucking gates and shit. It's fairly easy to defend that point. Just go hide behind the receptionist desk and just fucking camp. Unless like a spitter comes in and just starts spinning the ground, and okay, that maybe then it'll be hard, but like it's fairly easy. Pipe bombs, mollies. Just save your bio for later, because that's the easier event. The second event, which is the endless horde, by the way, it's fucking ass. But anyways, like the second event is like fucking even harder, since you're gonna have to go through the fucking hordes to reach the safe room, which is, unless you have a boomer bio, it's fucking ass. It's so ass. And this is one of the events where a melee is pretty good. Shotguns especially is pretty good. Just try your best to not get stuck here, because if you do, you're essentially fucked. You're just fucked. Honestly, like if you're gonna have to leave a teammate behind, like it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's literally endless hordes and shit. So yeah, you're gonna have to try hard through this shit. No ifs, ands, or buts. Oh shit, I'm tired. Now with the runway, it's fairly easy for you're literally start right there. It takes like 10 seconds to reach like the tanker. Fuck. Talking talk to the walkie-talkie. There should be a guy. The pilot's in the fucking airplane. Fill his shit up. Fill his airplane with like a fucking fuel and shit. And like it's from there is fairly standard. Wipe out 2 tanks. Wipe out a couple of hordes. I mean, maybe watch over like the huge ass containers, which tank can use to fucking insta down you. But like other than that, like it's fairly easy. Like even with the container, like lead the tank into the open area, right next to the airplane, and just like blast in there. Like put like a few propane tanks right next to the airplane, and then lead the tank to the propanes and just blast his ass. Light him on fire. Do what you need to do. Ass blast him with a combat shotgun. Maybe melee his ass twice or some shit. I don't know. Like it's fairly easy. So without question, low cortisol probably. Yeah, it's probably easier than the crane itself. So since you're not gonna get insta killed on the crane, because unlike the crane, you're not gonna be able to get insta killed like in the runaway finale. So yeah, low cortisol. Now, starting off in the woods in a blood harvest first chapter, there's a chance for you to get knocked off to your death on this map when you reach the bridge by a charger, but apart from that, you're no. In the beginning, as soon as you leave the safe room, there could be a chance where the chargers come in, just fucking charge your ass off like the edge of a cliff. As soon as you leave the safe room, take a right, and there should be like a huge cliff. Like a charger can just charge your ass off. Probably this is my versus brain coming in, so it'd be annoying as fuck. But other than that, it's like pretty easy. Free chapter for your ass to beat. So yeah, I would say top of low cortisol, I guess. Yeah, I got nothing else to say. This is a pretty boring map. Now, with the tunnels, this is the first map of Blood Harvest where you can get tier 2 weapons and damn near immediately. Like 9 and 10 seconds into them, like the second chapter. Like the only thing you have to worry about is open the door, which alerts the horde, but you can defend it fairly easy. There should be gas canisters or propane tanks at the very least, or hell, pipe bombs, mollies. No, don't waste a bile jar here. Just don't. You don't need to do it. You can just defend and shit. That you'll be totally fine. So, yeah, after you're dealing with the crescendo event or the horde at the very least, you should be good. Like from there, it's like it's literally one ticket, one way through to through the tunnels. Sorry. Through the tunnels into like the small little crevice, and then once you got through the crevice, there should be the safe room there. This is also low cortisol. I'll put the tunnels here. Yeah, well, the boathouse is kind of a bit harder than that. So, yeah, I'll put the tunnels right there. Low cortisol victory. No easy. No doubt in my mind. Move on. Let's fucking move on already. Now, with the bridge, fairly long to get there, or to get to the bridge, Krishnanova itself, where you gotta fucking knock down the bridge down, and then you'll somehow manage to make a path on top of like this fucking hill and shit, where the safe room is. So, whatever. But getting there is more of a challenge than knocking down the bridge, and the ensuing horde event itself. So, like. Overall, like, it's long, but there should be enough supplies for you to get to like use up before like getting to the bridge safe and sound for the most part. So yeah, I also got nothing else to say about this map. You probably okay. For the first time, you got lock in, but then as soon as you knock down the bridge, it's like fairly easy. I mean, you just gotta make your ass all the way to the safe room, which ain't that far, surprisingly enough. So, yeah, it's in the middle of the road. I've kind of got lock in, I guess. Now the train station is a fairly average map. fairly cool to get through it. If you know how to speedrun through this map. The barn house probably has quite a bit of supplies. Maybe like I know for a fact it has some pills. It's either pain pills or adrenaline. Either way, some like usable items that you pretty much probably want. The warehouse in of itself is like you essentially speedrun through that. No ifs, ands, or buts. Then there's either like a car alarm in the parking lot after you leave the warehouse. Pretty avoidable, unless you're so fucking retarded that you somehow got dragged to the car alarm by a fucking smoker or some shit, or charger, or boomer itself. Yeah, apart from that, this is also low cortisol map. Good thing this doesn't really spike your cortisol levels, so because having high cortisol is fairly bad for you, but yeah, fairly easy map otherwise. Now, the farmhouse finale, it's pretty straight. I mean, it's a fairly open finale. Getting there in of itself is not difficult. I mean, you're gonna have to fight at least maybe a witch, maybe like a charger with like, oh, I don't know, like fucking charger us off of like a hive place. Because I know there's a few places where the charger could deal a serious amount of damage. Maybe like a smoker like drags one of your teammates off like a what is like no point in return parts of the map. Like when you jump down to the cornfield, smoker will probably drag like the last guy off, like far away from like the jumping off point. Then like from there the bro's dead. But that's like my versus brain in me. So yeah, the finale itself is fairly easy. Like actually now, I'll say it's in the middle right here. Large ass map. Especially the outside parts, it's very easy to fight the tank in. I would say you could probably camp in the barn house, not in the actual house itself. Just because it's like very tight, like to the point where like a spitter could just spit in there, probably do serious amounts of damage and shit. Probably get one guy down. Probably get front. It's so tight that you can probably. There's a good chance where like 2 or 3 people will go down just from the spay alone, especially on expert difficulty. And most especially if like a boomer comes in. So I mean, yeah. But like it's very easy for like a boomer to come in and just vomit at everybody or just explode onto everybody. So it's look, recommended place, camp in the barn house, fairly easy, 2 tanks. The fucking military the military was like armor personnel vehicle come in. From there, you get your ass. It's hell. I think like the vehicles like stops near the barn house, so it's like very easy to just jump out the window or jump out that huge ass, big ass window thing. Get your ass into the vehicle and shit. It's fairly easy. And yeah, that's basically fucking it. Nothing else to the farmhouse. Like you got you got everything you fucking need. You got explosives, fire rounds, either or. If you just spawn, that ammo spawns like near the hay bales. Then ultimately the 4 med kits as always. A few supplies in the barn house. There should be the garage has like I think a few. It's kind of random, but it's guaranteed 1 gas canister, probably a few propane tanks, like 1 green tank. Fucking useless, even with the last stand update, but whatever. Well, look, my point is the farmhouse is very fucking easy. End of story. Let's move on. With the docks, it's fair. Well, I guess the first half is fairly easy. There's like flammable barrels. If you shoot it on expert, you're essentially fucking yourself. You literally just killed yourself right then and there. There are a few places where a charger can just insta kill you. Albeit it's very rare. The only reason I know that is because I used to play versus, not anymore. But yeah, it's like the first house is fairly easy. up until the mandatory tank battle. Now, before that, make sure to either save like a bio bomb or a bio jar or like a molly and shit. Like to take on fire, run around. There should be, if I remember correctly, there should be at least like a gas canister or like a propane tank. Bam bam, blast blast, bros down. Unless you fuck up so badly that like you just restart your dumbass, in which case you're a fucking noob. But like overall, it's not that bad, especially when it comes to the later maps. You kind of lock in at the tank battle, and then from there it's like, yeah, you go into this factory and some shit where like the safe room is. I got nothing else more to say other than like the tanks. So yeah. Now with the barge, fairly easy. You leave the factory, you go into this little pond lake area thingy, and then you go back into a building, go upstairs, exit through like a tank area shit. Sometimes there's like a car alarm. I think most of the time now. I think so. Then like you go through this boat area shit. Very easy for you to go down there, I will say. Especially if there's like a tank around. Either that or like a hunter coming at you, jockey and stuff. So yeah, that is a tricky area if you're like, if you have to fight the tank. You're just fucked in that area. You're just kind of fucked. You will be tryharding. Well, actually, I'll continue. After the boat area, you keep going down into this like, what's it called? This mill part of the area where there should be stairs that will lead to like a medical cabinet with some pills. I think ammo, I believe. Ammo. And then like you're gonna have to go up this fucking little grain hill to the bridge, and then somehow that lures the fucking horde for some fucking reason. In which case you're gonna have to rush that shit. Hopefully you have a boomer bile or at least a pipe bomb. Otherwise you're gonna be fighting a hell of a battle. Especially if the tank spawns here. Which it's rare, but it sometimes happens. After it's like this is a long ass map, I gotta say. Probably the longest map in the sacrifice. You're definitely, well, no, it's not that hard as it's not that hard as a terminal. Because there's 2 horde events, one being endless. So I'll put you there. Well, you should go at the bottom of tryharding. You're gonna have to lock in and summon your gaming bloodline to beat this fucking map. I guess so. Yeah. That's all I gotta say. With the poor finale, please just end my fucking suffering. There's 3 generators. Every time you turn on the generator, a tank spawns in. So, since there's 3 generators, you pretty much have to fight 3 tanks and like 3 separate hordes. Now, I haven't done the strategy, but theoretically, if you can get 3 teammates on 3 gens, that would be beneficial. Hypothetically, theoretically, I haven't done that myself since I haven't even done that in versus. So what the fuck am I saying? But anyways, preferably just do 1 gen at a time. Just do 1 gen at a time, defeat the tank, rinse and repeat. Until you got the 3rd gen done and like the bridge starts lowering down. You get on top. You get on top of the bridge. You turn on this fucking the lights, the switches shit. It starts to lower up, or starts to like fuck. Look, it starts low like. Holy shit! Why am I fucking up now? So, once the bridge starts going up, I forgot the words. I'm tired. The bridge stops, and you have to turn on this fucking last gen. which you're gonna have to sacrifice yourself. That's the whole point of the sacrifice. Canonically, Bill fucking sacrifices himself. You can see his corpse in the passing. That's the point. Hopefully you have. Look. All you really need is like a pipe bomb, maybe like an adrenaline shot. Reach it, turn the shit on. Then you pretty much your character suddenly fucking dies. So yeah. And by the way, but for this whole shit to work, you're gonna have like. You better have like one AI bot be alive by the end of it, because if you don't, the whole fucking chapter just restarts at the safe room. Like, that's probably the most annoying shit about this map. This finale as a whole is essentially. Oh fuck. Sorry, hold up, 1 second. Yeah, honestly, honest to God, fuck this map, fuck this finale. It was such a fucking pain to get the achievement for this shit, and for the sacrifice as a whole. Like, I just fucking hate the fact that one guy has to survive this shit, otherwise it's be all for fucking nothing. So it just forces your ass to micromanage your fucking AI bots without Leopardbots 2 mods. This is vanilla, by the way, so fuck me. You're gonna have to force these fuckers to be kept alive. I don't know how the fuck you do it. Live support at this point. There better be one motherfucker on top of the fucking bridge, because there isn't. You might as well just rage quit. So yeah, fuck this map, fuck this campaign. Yeah, we're moving the fuck on. Now, going from probably the hardest finale of all time to like dead center the hotel and shit. Being this shit blindfolded. We'll probably put this on top of the fucking the tier right here. Simply because of the fact that like the first half, before you reach the elevator, there is a chance, albeit a very low chance, that you can essentially get knocked off by a charger and just charge your ass off the roof or off the balcony to your death. But that really if ever happens, so it's just playing versus. And once you reach the elevator, then like ultimately leaving it, there should be a submachine gun at the bottom. I mean, yeah, it's fairly easy. Sure, like you don't start with like primaries at the beginning, but like there should be fire axes. I mean, and as soon as you leave the safe room, or the save area, I should say, take a sharp right into the room. There should be a deagle. If not, in the other room to the right, as soon as you enter that room, there's at least for the most part like 80% chance you'll find a deagle right there. Fairly easy. No doubt in my mind. Yeah, I mean, it's to be expected. It's like it's the starter campaign for Left 4 Dead 2, so it's the same thing as like the apartments in No Mercy for the original Left 4 Dead. Now the streets, I will say, probably near the top of low cortisol. Sorry. Yeah, probably near the top of low cortisol. I know for the fact that the first half can be long, relatively long. You might have a good chance of finding a tank or like a witch and shit that's blocking the only way of going through the map. But yeah, as soon as you like, there's something like really eventful until like you reach the gun shop, in which case it's a breeze. It's a breeze. Get like the 8K with laser sights, with the deagle, and like you should be good. Even with like with the horde event, where like you have to get the cola all the way to Wicker's fucking thirsty ass door, and like he shoots the tanker, opening up, clearing a way for you to reach the mall. I mean, by the second half, it's very easy. So yeah, that's why I put it on top of low cortisol tier. So yeah, let's just move on. Now with the mall, you kind of gotta lock in, just so based solely on the fact of the crescendo event. Now, the first half is I think it's just as long as the second chapter. Albeit it's like, what's the word? Fairly boring. It's kind of disappointing that the mall in of itself is like under construction, because I wish this would have been a lot more of an eventful part of the map. But yeah, no, like the first house is very easy. As soon as you shoot like the windows, to get to the fucking security room, it's kind of difficult. Well, it's there's two paths to starting the event, or the horde event, I should say. Either you open the doors, the security doors, and that starts a horde, or you start halfway into like this toy store shit, and then you shoot the windows. That also starts the horde. It's kind of random. You could thank like you could thank the AI director for that. But anyways, like recommended place or recommended if you have like a bottle jar, just throw at the bottom of the bottom floor, so the zombies have like a hard time going down there to like reek the stench. Or if you spawn at the bottom, just throw it in the corner or some shit if you can. That will give you enough time to reach the top floor, and then like, yeah, that will give you just enough to reach the top floor without any hassles or heckling. Just be aware that like it's very easy for you to get incapacitated if not killed. If you're like an expert, like I said, charger also. And I know sometimes the smoker can have like a chance of killing you instantly if it pulls you off like the escalators, I think. But like, and other than that, it's like, yeah, you kind of got locked in halfway, but you're not try harding it through. So, especially if you have like a bile jar. So, yeah, pretty easy, fairly mid tier. Now, going from the mall to the atrium, being this shit blindfolded, no ifs, ands, or buts. Damn, it's fairly easy. Like this is the easiest fucking finale in my opinion. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Get the gas can, so throw them, chuck them down there. Chuck them near the race car and shit. Jimmy Gibbs stock car. I think it takes like 8 gas canisters, 8 or 9. I mean, regardless of the number, it's like fairly easy. Just so long as like you have like pipe bombs. Like this is even more easier on the co-op since like you can have two survivors splitting off to duos and like getting the gas canisters from one part of the map and getting the other gas canisters on the other map. So it's and this is especially the case if you have like laser-sighted military rifles or AK-47s. Very easy if you have those. Okay, like that is if you didn't die in the last level, which that could be the case, but I digress. Overall, it's so easy to a point where it's an achievement where you fill up the gas car, or you can fill up Jimmy Gibbs' stock car and shit without ever seeing the tank once. Like there's literally achievement for you for speed running this fucking event. It's so easy. Like I don't know how the fuck you look. If we're talking about versus, that would be an entirely different story. But even so, this is still a fucking easiest easiest finale ever. No doubt in my mind. You could probably fucking beat this map once, like one hand on the mouse, and the other hand fucking jacking off on Pornhub or some shit. Literally that easy. No ifs, ands, or buts. No doubt in my mind. Look, a grandma with like fucking one barely functioning hand with arthritis could probably do this shit. Okay, that's how easy it is. Moving on. Now, coming into the passing, we have the riverbank. Now, you gotta lock in. Well, the first half of the map is fairly easy. Like, as soon as you get into the buildings, there should be like crates of sometimes adrenaline shots, sometimes pain pills, or like sometimes mollies, pipe bombs, whatever the fuck. Fairly easy setup. Your primary you're like a primary T1, like a shotgun, submachine guns should be in like one of the buildings and shit. Like near the cash register, if I remember correctly. So, nothing special about it. You go through these apartments. Well, after leaving that building, you go to this long ass street alleyway-ish thing. You go up the fucking ramp. Then lead to the apartments. Excuse me. Damn, why am I fucking joking now? Then you literally just, go through the apartments, then go on top. Oh, there should be like a long ass bridge to like this park. And then in this park, there's like a mandatory rich event, which should be pretty easy. Like even if you don't have a, let me rephrase that. Even if you don't have a shotgun, just throw like a molly and shit. Run as fast as you can. Let the teammates like just shoot the witch for you. Like whatever you do, like unless you're really cocky, try not to get too close to the witch. I know you can crown that witch in particular, but I'd rather just throw the molly at it because you're facing the witch in the face rather than like backshotting her ass, like most preferably. So, yeah. Other than the witch, like it's fairly easy. There should be like 2 tents to the left and right. Should be some supplies. You probably won't need it. Then that you get back on the streets, and there should be like a safe room at the very end. So, yeah. Mid-tier map. Next, we got the underground. You're gonna have to try hard to do this shit. I would say even the first half is quite difficult. I don't know why, but for some reason there's like a whole lot of commons in this part of the map. Which sometimes. Holy shit! Why am I fucking up? Why is my throat fucking dry as fuck now? Like there's quite a lot of commons, even for the first half of the map. But they will give you a problem. They will definitely slow your ass down. Probably in cap one bro, one homie, one AI bot. But it should be fine. Especially reach like the construction site area. You go through the shit quickly. To the bar in and of itself. Then you reach to like the fucking. You go up the stairs. Go across to another building. Then you go down that building into the streets. Then you go into like this fucking karaoke club. Or this tourist attraction. You go downstairs into like the construction site area of the club. Or like the tourist area. Fuck it, whatever. And then when you go down even further, like down to the sewers and shit, that's where you kind of have to lock in. Because this is another endless horde event. This one's quite hard if you don't know where to go. Especially if you don't have like adrenaline shot or hell, even boomer bile. That'll be an absolute pain. This is also the part of like the endless hordes where it is extremely beneficial to have like a melee weapon of any sorts. A knife, a fire axe, a katana, hell, even a frying pan should do. Just like when you reach the event, have like at the very least like a molly or a pipe bomb, if any. Because without any throwables, it's gonna be a hard ass fucking endless horde event. Just getting through this shit alone, especially with all the mud men coming in, just blocking your fucking field of vision. Like it's good. This is a hard campaign, I will say. So. Yeah, let's move on. Now, with the port finale again, this is essentially the atrium finale, but a quite harder. I would say I would put this in the top of low cortisol. You have it's not any higher because you have the 3 Left 4 Dead, the original Left 4 Dead crew, Zoe, Francis, and Lewis. Bill's dead. Because canonically he sacrificed himself at the end of the sacrifice campaign. Just get the gas canisters, which this time you're not in like a very open area like the atrium finale. I will say you kind of have to. Now I think about it, you probably kind of have to lock in a little bit because you don't have field of view on your teammates at all. It's debatable whether or not you should like. In a co-op campaign with like 4 players, you should like split up into 2 people. Because it's very much possible, in the wrong possibility, that one dude could just get jumped by hunters and jockeys and shit. So you should probably stick together for this campaign. If only because you don't have that field of vision that you have in the atrium. So, But in other words, it's a fairly easy finale once you get the gas and shit. Um, the bridge should lower itself down for real this time. You can reach the stock car. Damn, and then you just get the fuck out of there. Once you reach it, of course, once you run across the bridge to fucking reach the car in the first place. So yeah, overall, decent campaign. Fairly fun. Yeah, that's really all I got. Now, starting with Dark Carnival, we have the Highway. The Highway is probably the easiest chapter. I mean, it's to be expected. It's the first chapter. Albeit it's fairly long. First, you're gonna have to go through the highway. Then, once you do, you go on to the sideway or the side road, and under the bridge. And ultimately, there's two paths: billboard or on the streets, or in the first floor, bottom floor motel. Recommended. Get on the billboard, jump on the roof, and ultimately it will lead you to the second floor motel. Fairly easy. You don't have to climb the stairs to get to the second floor and shit. So yeah, save you like fucking 1 minute or some shit. Then you go to the room, come out of it through the window and shit. Fairly easy, fairly fucking simple and shit. Then down the hill, there should be some supplies, which chances are, if you're speedrunning this, you probably won't need. Then this is probably the hardest part. This is the hardest part. Damn. You probably won't. Sometimes it's like a tank spawn here, but most likely not. A tank will probably spawn near the end of the first chapter, near like the car alarms and shit. So keep that in mind. Apart from that, car alarm, fairly avoidable. I will say it's like probably the easier ones to alert or shoot the car and shit, and then you actually alert the horde and all that. But by the time, look, it's literally right next to the safe room. If you fuck up from there, like, you just fucking suck at the game. Okay, so without further ado, where did I put it? Wait, where the fuck did I put the map? Oh, right there. Low cortisol. You might struggle a little bit, I guess. You might have to fucking. You're not gonna be chilled the whole time, but you'll probably have. It'll go fairly easy. So, yeah. Oh, and keep in mind, if you can, get a boomer bile in this map, because otherwise, like, you're gonna be struggling like for most of the campaign. I'll tell you why later. Now, with the fairgrounds, this is probably the third hardest part, or the third hardest chapter in the campaign. I will see, kind of have to lock in. Like, in of itself, it's like decently long, not as long as like the highway probably, but yeah, there should be quite a lot of supplies like along the way. Like, you really don't need to like just go out your way to search for it. Should be right next to like the main path you're gonna have to go through. So yeah, like down the slides or down the stairs, I guess, like on the side of like the actual slides and shit. Once you come out the rooftops, you reach this fucking carousel shit. You turn on the switch, opens the gate, but it alerts the horde. Fairly easy. Just reach it, turn off the fucking carousel so it stops alerting the horde. Similar to Dead Center. Well, actually, it's easier than the Dead Center Mall and this horde event. So, where did I put that one? Okay, so it's right here. There's the mall. So, it's probably bottom of lock-in. Yeah, fairly easy. If mid-tier amount levels are hard. So, yeah, let's move on. Now, with the coaster, it gets extremely hard. Try hard. There you go. The Tunnel of Love is kind of difficult, especially since it's like a closed inside-ish. Look, it's closed. It's claustrophobic. Not that much room. Pretty good chance you might go down just by the spitter, or a combination of the spitter, charger, and hunter or some shit. And especially get easy to get boomed by the boomer and shit, or vomited. Overall, the tunnel of love is fairly decent when it comes to difficulty levels, and by that I mean you're probably going to struggle quite a bit. But hopefully you didn't waste your bile jar, because you're definitely you might need it on the coaster horde event. So basically, once you reach it, turn on the switch. It'll take a few seconds for the excuse me. It'll take a few seconds or for like the contraption of seats just go forward and just like fucking go through the shit. Then the fucking gates will open. You just go through that shit, no problems. It's so long as there's no smokers around, it should be fairly easy. Especially if you have especially if you have like an adrenaline shot. It's especially easy. Even more so if you did use the boomer bile. Damn, holy fuck English. It should be easy. By the end of it, when you turn off the fucking contraptions that makes the sound, and thus alerts the horde, there should be supplies on the bridge that will lead to the safe room. I mean, and from there it's like, yeah, you reach it. But overall, this is a fairly hard map. Not as hard as the next map. We're gonna have to rank and shits, but yeah, this is a fairly challenging map. Yeah, that's all I have to say. And by the way, before you do the coaster event, once you leave the Tunnel of Love, there should be like once you go outside, there should be the building to the left. When you go in there, it should be medical supplies and shit, ammo, pipe bombs, mollies, you name it. So if you get fucked up in the Tunnel of Love, there should be supplies for your ass to heal up in case you don't want to use the med kit. So next we have the hardest chapter in all of Dark Carnival, the barns. Now the first half is fairly easy. Go through the bumper carts area, go to the back, should be like the condiments area, then ultimately you go through the barns, as the fucking name of the chapter literally says. There should be quite a lot of supplies once going through the barns. Other than that, like once you reach the entrance of the stadium, once you reach the entrance of the stadium, you turn on the switch, then alerts the horde. Then you're gonna have to wait like a few minutes. Then the gates will open up, and then like you're gonna have to fight through the endless horde, similar to like Dead Air in Chapter 4, the Terminal. This is art. Please just end my suffering. I really hope you saved a boomer bile for this map specifically. Like if you didn't use the boomer bile for the coaster, then you definitely will use the boomer bile on this map specifically. Why? Because the endless hordes. Then you're gonna have to go through this small enclosed area. This one-way lane that leads to the entrance of the stadium, which leads to the safe room, by the way. And that could very much fucking kill everybody in the whole team. Alright. Especially if you have like a combination of the charger and the spitter just fucking going absolutely havoc upon your ass. Like, probably chances are this is like there's a case to be made where an entire team of healthy survivors just go down on this part of the map and just restarts the whole fucking chapter. So you better either the boomer bile or like a few pipe bombs or like a few mollies and shit covering the backside or behind you and shit. So hopefully you're prepared for that part. If not, then you might as well just fucking kill yourself and just restart the whole game. Rage quit, whatever you're not. So yeah, fuck this map. Now, the concert is pretty much one of the easiest finales. Low cortisol. It's fairly chill. Especially since you can find a boomer bile which, let's be honest, you're definitely gonna use the boomer bio that you've been seeing for like the past 3 chapters. On that one specific event in the Barnes event, like the entrance to the stadium event at Endless Hordes and shit, you're definitely gonna use the boomer bio there. So there's a good chance where you find another boomer bio jar, just for the concert event. I mean, which even if you can't find one, the finale is fairly easy. Like to the point where like there's achievement where you can survive on the on the stage. It's fairly easy. Like there's a whole lot of space, especially in the open area of the bleachers, in the seating area, where you essentially just run the tanks around. There should be like a tons of like small towers just for sniping. You'll probably have like one guy sniping if you're co-oping the shit. But another, it's fairly easy. Actually, it's extremely easy. Well, it's nah. Well, it'll probably actually fuck it. Top of fucking beating a shit blindfolded. Yeah, it's pretty easy even without the boomer bile. Kill the 2 tanks, kill some hordes. Heli comes. Maybe then you use your boomer bile, I guess. But yeah, pretty easy finale, I will say, for this fucking. Especially when you consider the other 2 maps, the coaster and the fucking Barnes. This is very easy, so yeah, let's move on. Now, starting off of Swamp Fever, we have Plain County. Now, before reaching the ferry, fairly chill. There's some supplies here and there. Like, if you go out your way, you could definitely find a whole lot of stuff to prepare for the crescendo event. For your ass to call in the ferry. They're like, wait in the house. Wait in the top floor of the second floor. Because trust me, you do not want to be near the water. Because it's very, very easy for the AI charger just fucking ram your ass off. Probably alongside another few other survivors off their fucking deaths. It's very easy to just get wiped out here. Which is probably... I'm putting this up kind of locked in. But yeah, like even after the ferry, it's still a long way before you reach the safe room. But once you reach the other side, at the ferry event, it should be a long way easy trip to the safe room. No ifs, ands, or buts. Pretty sure by the end of it, there should be like spawn closets throughout the area. So yeah, you kind of have to lock in for the first half, but. For the other half, I would say it's fairly easy unless the tank spawns in, like I said, for the other maps. So, yeah. Now the swamp itself, I kind of don't dislike this map on a personal level just because of all the water, which it's not as bad on the 3rd map, but here it's fucking ass since it's almost everywhere. Well, let's explain this first. As soon as you leave the safe room, there's like a body of water that you're gonna have to travel through. If you just go straight, you'll reach the boat, the small ass boat, which probably has like a grenade launcher, a fire axe, maybe like a chainsaw. Fucking useless. Probably a few supplies and shit, throwables here and there. Other than that, you go after the boat, you go straight ahead. Should be like a dead pilot guy hanging in the tree. Or like a parachute shooting out the back is fucking his bag and shit. So yeah, past him, empty house, should be some supplies. On the docks, there's quite a bit of supplies. Sometimes you get like I know for a fact that there's a decent chance where you can get like laser sights and stuff there. So that's kind of nice. Past that, you reach the airplane. Oh, before that, there's like a spawn closet. Yeah. Now, the airplane, I say just defend. Because I've seen a few people just going ahead after opening up the fucking door, which alerts the horror, by the way. And look. look, the people who immediately go through the door, probably dying. Probably by a fucking hunter if they fucking went ahead with an adrenaline shot. So skill issue, but just defend the fucking airplane, and you should be good. So yeah, keep going. After that, you come to this cabin. It's like a short rest stop and shit. Few supplies. I know for a fact there's like a med kit in there, like all the times I think. Ammo supplies, fire explosive rounds. Yeah, it's fairly easy. I mean, what else more I can say? Like, oh yeah, there's like one more like fucking this like mostly underwater house that has some supplies, but you can just ignore it. Just get on top of the rooftop, ignore it, and just literally fucking ignore it. Just rush to the safe room. You should be good. And yeah, like that's a whole fucking map. So overall, I'm also getting this the bottom of kind of got lock in. I think you definitely got lock in. At the defending in the airplane, just don't rush through it. Just take your time. Nothing too special about this map. It's just kind of like a fucking swamp, like the map name says. So yeah. Now with the shantytown, I will say the first half it has quite a lot of supplies in this small ass town, or like I said, the shanty town. I mean, there's quite a bit of supplies you can collect here and there. Deagles, tier 2, tier 3 weapons. I think you can find like a med kit, an extra med kit, so that's very nice. Fast forwarding it, you get to the fucking lever event to lower the plank and shit. Turn it on. Horse just spawn in. I mean, just defend. I know that if you like if you're into the fucking exploit shit or in the speedrun shit, you essentially get on the plank earlier than usual and get on the roof instead. But I usually don't do that, especially on higher difficulties, which you can pretty much die so fucking easy, especially by a hunter and shit. So yeah, just defend whilst the plank's getting lowered, and you should be fine. From there, it's like yeah, just follow the fucking path, and then like it'll lead you out the fucking tree line and towards like the little shanty house that has a safe room in it. So yeah, overall, low cortisol Victor, you get tons of supplies in this map. I know you can get similar supplies in these two, but it's even more the case on the Shantytown map. So yeah, I gotta yeah. Let's move on. Now, the plantation finale. Please just end my fucking suffering. I'll put this back here. Probably yeah, bottom of here. Well, actually, put that above the barns. Man, which one's harder? I'll keep it there. But anyways, like, getting to the finale in and of itself is long as hell. Not as long as the truck depot event or the truck depot finale of Crash Course. But it's still long as hell. Then you had to like fight not only like 2 tanks but also 3. One in the first wave, in the second wave, you have to fight 2 tanks, which is fucking asinine, especially with the shitty bots. Okay, cause man, I fucking hate the Left 4 Dead AI. I really do, but whatever. Like, your ass is gonna have to lock the fuck in. You're gonna have to fucking summon your ancestors to fight alongside you, cause this is fucking painful. Alright, like the only open area is the fucking maze. It's just fucking ass. It's so ass. Like first you alright. Here's a strategy. Target one tank at a time, wipe his ass out, then try to take out the other one with the like either the molly or like one of the gas canisters and shit. Although I will say, there's quite a bit of throwables on this map, or in this finale, I should say. Especially boomer vials. So it ain't. It's not that bad. It's just that. Well, it's just that you have to fight 2 tanks at once. So. Well, it's not as hard as a map that we'll talk way later on. So. Yeah. After you defeat both tanks, the gate should be blown the fuck open. The Virgil's waiting for you. And then from there, you just run to his boat, get in. Yeah, that's the end of the map, and that's the end of my fucking suffering in this fucking campaign. So, yeah. Now, coming into Hard Rain, we have the Milltown. The Milltown in of itself is, all intents and purposes, I can beat this shit blindfolded and with one arm at the same time. Well, okay, maybe just low cortisol. You solely based on the fact that there's a good chance that a tank will spawn in. I don't know what's my shitty luck, but it's kind of a high likelihood that a tank will spawn in the first chapter. So yeah. Besides that, it's fairly easy. Albeit very long, not as long as like the Crash Course fucking maps or the Last Stand maps, but I digress. So yeah, lower cortisol. Should be some supplies along the way. So it's not like you're fucking supply dried and shit. So yeah, let's move on. Now the sugar mill, I would say you kind of have to try hard this shit. Probably near the which one's harder? Well, I'll put this right here. Yeah, the sugar mill is pretty hard. One, there's like a shit ton of witches as soon as you enter the mill. Like, I'm pretty sure there's like an in-lore explanation of like witches like sugar. So, because like, I don't know, the green flu like fucks them up so hard that like they need sugar and shit. So, yeah, I mean, I heard another theory, but I digress. But whatever. Look. In short, there's like a shit ton of witches. I hope you have like a shotgun, a combat shotgun to be specific, because it has like a tighter spread of the bullets. So it just makes it slightly easier to just keep fucking crown the witches and shit. So then there's like a crescendo event where you have to call out the elevator from the bottom, which you better look. I just camped near the elevator just because of convenience. I know that's kind of like a bad idea to just camp right next to it, because right next to the elevator is a fucking ledge, and if a charger just comes in and just fucking charges your ass off, you're pretty much fucked. I think it's either you go insta-capped or you just die outright. I can't remember. I haven't seen anyone charge somebody off that ledge, to be specific, but I mean, yeah, whatever. Once the elevator comes up, you get in, punch the button, shit, and it just takes you down to the fucking cornfield. Go through the cornfield slowly, of course, because there's fucking witches in there too. So, yeah, once you go across the other side of the cornfield, there's a gas station, and you go into the safe room to get the gas and shit. That's why you're in that's the point of the Hard Rain campaign. Is survivors need fuel for fucking Virgil's fucking boat and shit. So yeah, yeah, okay, well, yeah, you're gonna have to sweat pretty hard. Albeit it's not as, what's the word? How should I put this? It's not really that long, but it's just gonna be. It's gonna feel that long. It's gonna feel long because of the witches and shit. You're going to have to avoid or just fucking crown them outright. Which, yes, there's standing witches, which makes it very easy to crown. But especially when you're fighting a horde or a tank or some shit, you're gonna have to fucking either backtrack to a place where there's no witches, or just fucking say fuck it, we ball, and just risk a chance where a witch can be spooked by you and then just fucking one shots your ass. So yeah, you definitely have to more than just lock in. You're gonna have to try hard too. So yeah, that's all I got. Now, from escaping the mill and shit. Yeah, there's a whole lot of water. God help me. Ugh. Although, in all fairness, when you get into the corn, as soon as you leave the gas station, when you get into the cornfields, get on the pipe. It'll lead you to the elevator and shit. In which case, call it up, press the button, lead your ass up there, opens up. Then you can just pretty easy jump down to the stairs. There should be a broken railing and shit that'll lead into one of the rooftops of the little trailer shacks and shit, or one of the huge trailer buildings, I guess. And then you can jump on it. Then you can jump onto the tanker next to the generator. And from there, it's like fairly easy. It's pretty much, this map is fairly easy to like speedrun, so I'm gonna put this in. Yeah, local, probably near, actually. Yeah, probably this low in the low cortisol tier list, or low cortisol tier. So yeah, just follow the pipes. From there, it ultimately leads you to the down to the bottom of the first building you came out of, which is like this big ass storage room where like the second chapter storage room or second chapter safe room is. So it's just fairly easy. Yeah, this is one of the maps where you can speedrun this shit in less than like 5 minutes, I guess. So yeah, yeah, that's all I gotta say. Now, returning to the town is also fairly easy, albeit a bit difficult. I'll put this right here. Probably, ooh, yeah, right. Well, sorry, I'll put this. I'll put the return to town right there. It should be similar to the mill escape. There's like a pass for you to just skip over the water and shit, jump on the houses, leapfrogging shit. I mean, it's like there are times where you have to get into the water, but apart from that, it's like fairly easy, just like fucking parkour. Like I know near the end you're gonna have to go through the water and shit, but you should be fine. Unless like a tank spawns in which case it's fucking. Well, actually, we'll put this in bottom. Kind of gotta lock in, because if a tank does spawn in here, you're gonna be battling for your fucking life. Especially the only place where you actually have a chance is on the rooftops of houses. So, I mean, it's that, and you can't really fucking light his ass on fire since there's a shit ton of water everywhere. So, yeah, you're gonna have to lock in if the tank spawns in here. But in other words, it's just as easy as the mill escape. So, yeah, and then for the burger tank finale, we'll put this at the bottom of. We'll put it in the middle of the road of locking in. You're definitely gonna have to fight to the tank. 2 tanks on top of the roof in order for like the Molotov to be fully effective, because like it'll just extinguish itself in the water. Otherwise, keep in mind, try your best to not go down in the bottom floor water level, because like I think. I mean, just inconvenient as a whole. It's just like going down there. You're probably, chances are you probably went down, but by like a smoker dragging your ass down there or some shit, or a jockey even. So yeah, just be careful of that. Be careful of wasting your fucking Molotovs here. Especially if you like used up all your throwables in the first chapter. So yeah, yeah, in the middle of the road, I would say. Once you defeat both tanks, Virgil's dumbass will come in the boat, run, and keep in mind he doesn't come immediately. I think it's like takes like 50 to 20 seconds for his ass to fully come to the docks, and from there you can just haul your ass to the boat, and that's pretty much it. So Yeah, fairly mid-tier map for difficulty, so yeah. The waterfronts, starting here at the final chapter, the Paris and shit. Being the ship blindfolded, top of here. Probably underneath hotel, the dead center. Yeah, yeah. It's pretty easy to just go through this fucking chapter and shit. No problems at all. I guess the only thing we're actually gonna struggle a bit is probably near the end, where like another car alarm appears, which is probably one of the more inconvenient alarms and shit, since it's like right in front of like the cafe that you're gonna go out from. So I guess that's something, but like, yeah, it's I got nothing to say. It's pretty fucking easy as a whole. You can find a deagle in this level too, so yeah, yeah, that's all I got. Now with the park, immediately leaving the safe room, there's quite a few zombies. Albeit there's some supplies near the tank or near the armored cars and shit. Underneath the tent, I believe. So that's that. Should be supplies in the stairways and shit leading to the park. And then in the park, there's 3 paths. One to the bathrooms, one to the statue, and one to like the patio and shit. In my opinion, just take the bathrooms route, which take a right, and then maybe take another right, swerve around, and then ultimately, you'll make it to the other side. Even if you like, if there's just like a tier 1 weapon in the fucking bathrooms, you'll surely find like tier 2 guns. As soon as you go through this alleyway. Before that alleyway, right next to it, it's like there's 2 med kits, so fairly easy so far. And then like, yeah, there should be tier 2 weapons once you've gone through the alleyway underneath the bridge. And then probably definitely the hardest part of this chapter is the evac zone. You're definitely gonna have to run through this shit. Hopefully you have like some pipe bombs, some mollies, probably you're gonna have to use a bio jar right here at this point. Probably not immediately as soon as you like leave the evac vehicle. Albeit you probably gonna have to use it by the time you reach like the tent area with like the 2 dead white guys with like white suits and shit. So yeah, just reach to the button on top of the fucking scaffolding. You should be good. Just wait like 20 seconds or some shit. And, like the bus depot should open, and then for there it's like fairly easy. So yeah, I say near the top of fucking low cortisol. Your cortisol will spike a bit once the evac events start to happen. But other than words, yeah, it's fairly easy. Now, the cemetery, from my understanding, is probably the longest map in this campaign as a whole. Should be some immediate supplies along the way in the main route, so it shouldn't be that difficult. But so, leaving the safe room, go under the bridge, then get on one of the second floor houses onto the bus. Swoop. There's like a point of no return. You could probably get smoked, and that's it. If you go down near the point, like if you don't jump down from the house at the point of no return, you're essentially just fucked. So be careful of that. Fast forwards. Near the sewage hole, go through it. Another point of no return. Pretty easy. Versus just fucking kill somebody right then and there. But I digress. Go through the sewers. Then once you come out of it, there's like a shit ton of car alarms. Probably the easiest car alarms you might accidentally fucking shoot, and then the horse just comes in. So yeah, be careful of that. Like it's not really that difficult to defend from, but it's gonna take a lot of health. Somebody's definitely going incapacitated right here. So keep that in mind. But anyways, leaving the fucking car cemetery, you get on top of the bridge. There's like, I think there should be some med kits, ammo supplies. I think like a few guns, I believe, but I could be wrong. But anyhow, go down the bridge into like this damn near immediately destroyed by the army fucking hole that just bombed and shit. So go down there, at least to the cemetery. Now the cemetery is pretty much a RNG. Sometimes the AI director can be very fucking finicky and just make the most inconvenient ass path to reach the safe room. Okay, because you gotta reach the safe is in the other side of the fucking cemetery, which you gotta have to cross through, and then hopefully the AI director isn't an asshole, so he makes it easy for you. If he is an asshole in that current period of time, you're gonna have a hard fucking time. So especially if a tank spawns here. So yeah, I mean, other than that, it's like, yeah, I say you gotta lock in. Well, actually, it's probably near the top of lock in. Probably because of the car alarms, because damn near somebody's fucking either you shooting it or somebody in your fucking team shooting a fucking car by mistake or by fucking I'm funny type of shit. So yeah, fairly difficult map. Not as difficult as it ain't difficult by. Well, actually, scratch that. I remember the first time going through here, it's like fairly difficult. Like with 12 hours in the game, like yeah, it is kind of hard. But look, if you play this game over, if you play this map, this campaign over and over, it's like fairly easy. But it just sometimes it's just fucking difficult, especially with the cemetery, with the AI director being a fucking dick. So yeah, let's move on. Now, the quarter, not as long as the cemetery, but probably right around here. So, like, the initial parts are fairly forgettable. Fast forward, when you get to the Marty Flow grass, turn on the crescendo events, like, immediately run to the stairs, get on top of the roofs and shit. Probably near the balcony, not on the rooftop itself. And then from there, you can just wait and just camp out. You should have enough gas canisters to last out the whole fucking event. So, yeah. Once that's done, you go over that shit, and then like from there, it's like immediately like the next building over is like, or the building after that, it's like there's like a med cabinet with like pills and shit, some supplies. Yeah. Yeah, I got another say. It's kind of a mid-tier difficulty map. Fairly forgettable too, I will say. So, and then the finale, the bridge. So, I say, please just end my fucking suffering. Probably at the bottom right there. Like, throughout almost this entire finale, you're essentially just gonna have to fucking run through the bridge. And then throughout, there's like so many places where like a charger or a jockey can just drag your ass or charge you off the fucking bridge into your death. Either that or you're just like incapacitated holding onto the ledge in the first place, making you vulnerable too. So it also makes your teammates vulnerable. You're playing co-op and shit because it makes them easy pickings for a charger. Just come in, just fucking drag someone off the bridge and shit. Like, this is a fun map for like versus, but like for single players and co-op and shit, it's like on expert. Yeah, it's a fucking very fucking challenging map. Towards the end, there's like guarantee one tank, so that's that. But it's like a heavy car area, heavy density, so much so is like to a point where I think the car damage is been debuffed to like 50, or I know it's been heavily debuffed in this area specifically because there's so many cars that it's pretty much in. Hold on, let me check. Yeah, right here. For balancing reasons, these cars would deal reduced damage. Yeah, it's better to avoid getting hit by cars. Yep, yeah. So bottom of Please and My Fucking Suffering. I will say, look. My tip is just speedrun this fucking map. Save. If you have an adrenaline shot, use it early. If you have a boomer bottle jar, probably save it towards the latter half of the event. Just just so that you can probably save it for like as soon as you reach the actual bridge, like the evac point where like the helicopter is. You can probably use it. Use the boomer bottle jar, I should say. So. Yeah, once you get off the bridge, near the helicopter, it should be breeze. Like, literally a breeze. Like, there's like two mollies, 2 Molotovs, 2 pipe bombs on, like, the armored car, so. I mean, there should be, like, a machine gun, too, but I don't fucking use it. Who the fuck does? Ammo, too, was, like, right next to the truck, I believe, for the minigun, I think. But I could be wrong, but. Anyways, it should be easy. Just run to the helicopter. There should be another tank. Like I think it's second tank. Yeah, I got that wrong. But let's be real. Who the fuck fights that tank? Just ignore him. Run to a helicopter, and it should be easy. I mean, yeah. Like, here's the thing. Like. Sometimes this is an incredibly hard campaign to the point where you just want to fucking rage quit on this map. And then other time it's just like fairly easy. It's pretty much a breeze. So yeah, I just put it on just End My Suffering. Very challenging map. You just don't just defend. You have to fucking run to the fucking helicopter across the fucking map and shit. So it's. I mean, to be fair, it's just it's somewhat of a straight path there, so. Yeah, I mean, I would say this is a fun map, especially on Versus. So, if I had to give this map any credit, it is pretty fun. But let's just move on. Now, starting off, the last shit, we have the first map, the Junkyard, going up here and try hardy. Very fucking long. Probably just as long as, like, say, the alley in the Crash Course. Probably not as long as the Depot finale, but I digress. But anyhow, it's fucking long as hell. There's some supplies, I know for a fact. A car alarm. Holy shit, hold on, let me dig up my memories. I mean, there's like a crashed airplane, I guess. Yeah, I mean, there's a golden crowbar in this map, so that's cool. Although they're just the same shit as the average crowbar, just that it's gold. It doesn't even shine too, so fuck that. So I guess it's like, oh yeah, here. Hold on, let me dig up my memory a bit more. Okay, so here's the fucking cliff notes. We reach the junkyard. You gotta power up this fucking crane. Activate the 4 gens. Defend for a little bit, and then like after a little while, damn. You essentially the crane just shuts off the power, and then like ultimately you have to fucking restart the fucking 4 gens again. Kill me. And then like you just defend a little longer, and like the junk or the crane just fucking breaks through it to make like an entrance to like the crate or the containers, I guess. Then you reach the park. Then you reach the bridge. Then like yeah, you get to the safe room. That's fucking it. On a personal level, fuck this map. Fuck everything it stands for. I fucking hate this map so much to the point where I just forget most of it, to where I have to look this shit up on the fucking wiki. So yeah, let's just fucking move on. We got the lighthouse finale. Kill me. Kill me. I'm just. Fuck, it's probably fucking more harder than the Depot finale. So, I would say it's not. It's quite short to reach the finale spot. So there's that. The tower has some supplies in case your ass got absolutely fucking wrecked in the last level, which is a good possibility. You might have already wasted all your med kits. Just healing up from the fucking junkyard. So I guess that could be the case. Initially, it starts off fairly easy. Turn on the gen, defend a little bit. Just defend on the tippy top of the lighthouse. So, like near the lights and shit. Halfway through, the gen just shuts off, and you got to fucking fill it up again with like a shit ton of fuel. I forgot what it was. Hold up. It should say right the fuck here. Hopefully. Do not change. Okay, whatever. Anyways, like I hate the fact that I have to fucking collect these gas canisters. Because there's guaranteed one at the bottom of the fucking, at the bottom of the beach. There should be, one where you have to go out of your fucking way to get. And at least so many opportunities for, a fucking hunter to come and get your ass and just fucking kill you. To fucking kill you, or a fucking boomer to come in and just, bam, vomiting your ass. All the infected are on you. They're literally fucking ripping your ass to shit. Hopefully the entire team just comes after you if you're playing co-op, or the bots just fucking follow your ass along. Hopefully they didn't die at this point, because yeah, your ass is gonna need them for the double tanks. Yeah, after a while, after you fucking refill the fucking the generator, after going at fucking shitty ass scavenger hunt to get all this shit, you have to deal with two fucking tanks in an even worse environment. So you're gonna have to fucking leave the lighthouse spot and just run them the fuck around. Lead these tanks into a merry-go-round fucking Tom and Jerry Tom and Jerry ass fucking chase. Hopefully you have a Molotov still left. Otherwise, God help you. You might as well summon your ancestors to help fight alongside your dumbass, because holy fuck. Holy fuck, this was such a painful ass fucking campaign to get the achievement for beating this fucking map on expert realism. Fuck that. Thank God I don't have to do that again. Yeah, this is by far and away the hardest fucking finale of all time. Especially on expert realism. But we're just ranking it on expert difficulty. Even then, it's fucking hard. Then after somehow defeating both the tanks by sheer fucking luck, especially since there's a cliff, not that kind of close to the lighthouse in of itself so I hope you don't get knocked off. If you do, you're essentially you're pretty much perma-dead, since you can't be defib and shit because your ass is in the water. So I mean, especially if you fucking get knocked off the lighthouse, you're definitely dead. That's a fact. Yeah, after defeating both tanks, the fucker's boat comes. You have to run your ass all the way down. Hopefully by then you have one pipe bomb left to distract the fucking zombies. And then you fucking, I mean, by then fucking, it's either you're the last one standing or fucking either somebody's definitely in black and white by then. Look, here's the status of the fucking team if they're still alive. One guy dead, probably two people with fucking a black and white state. They probably went down twice. They're definitely gonna die if they don't fucking reach the bow in time. And then there's probably gonna be one guy fucking fully healed up and shit like that. That's usually how it goes. Somebody's definitely fucking dying on this finale. That's a fact. Whereas the other finales, Oh, I don't fucking know. Like the concert finale for Dark Carnival, the atrium for Dead Center, Burger Tank. Nah, that's a bad example. The Farmhouse and Blood Harvest. Those are. It's. I'm pretty confident you can have everybody survive and reach the fucking end. Here, there's a very good chance where nobody survives. And if someone does survive, it's gonna be one guy barely holding on, probably with 5 health. Probably 50 health in black and white state with the pain pills. Yeah, fuck this campaign. Genuinely, fuck this campaign, and I'm gonna fucking. Well, not as much as the next map I'm gonna be fucking ranking, but whatever. Now, starting in cold shit, we have the Alpine Creek. Now, immediately after, as soon as you leave the creek, tower nearby, should be at least like a melee weapon. So that's and probably like a throwable too. So that's nice. Crossing the bridge and like make it to like the house. There should be like a side like shack that guarantee has like a hunting rifle. So that's nice. Going through the house, you make it. You come across this fucking tree that has fallen down and somehow manages to be like a bridge or some shit that slows you down, by the way, so you can't just speed run this shit. Which leads your ass over for like a smoker to drag your ass down, so. But I digress. But after that, you're gonna have to open this fucking hatch, which summons an endless horde. Albeit not as bad as the later chapters, but I digress, but. Which you're gonna have to fight through and to make it a safe room. Yada. I would say for a cold shit map, this is definitely going on top of you. Definitely get your asses better lock in, because from here it's gonna be absolutely fucking painful, and you're gonna see why. Next, we have the shit pine stream. Now, damn near immediately, guaranteed tank spawn. Knock down a rock. Hopefully you dodge. If not, that's an instant down for you. And even worse, there's a good chance the AI or your teammates are unable to get your eye because you might just be completely subsumed into the fucking rock itself. Please dodge it, because it's already gonna be even more painful to have 3 guys or three fucking survivors fighting the tank. Which, I mean, there's like an open plane of space that you can fight the tank in. Although not big enough to like you can just run around the tank, play merry-go-round and shit with them. So yeah, that's an automatic mandatory tank battle. Then after that, you're gonna have to go through this fucking. Oh man, I'm so tired at this point. Whatever, let's keep fucking going. We're so done. We're damn near done with this shit, so whatever. Anyways, go on the highway, which is somewhat fairly easy to get through. This should be. It's fairly easy. Like aside from like the tank and like the up and coming crescendo event, the rest of the map is fairly easy to get through. Although when you do get to the crescendo event, you have to blow these fucking barrels up, and it opens up this fucking the fucking gate to open up. Then you're gonna have to go under the fucking tunnels, get into the fucking sewer stairs and shit to the safe room. And by the way, this is the end of Sword. Just like the last map, and just like the other 2 maps that we're gonna fucking rank. Actually, please fucking kill me. Now I remember. Hopefully you have a boomer bile, because if you don't, or you're just fucked. You're so fucked. You're so incredibly fucked. There's a good chance where you just run out of ammo here at this point. Even if you fucking refilled your ammo capacity, even if you have like a deagle, hopefully you have like a melee weapon. Because damn, like you're gonna be surprised that like you're gonna be running out of ammo constantly, even with like. Well, I think like there's. No, I don't even think so. I don't even think there's like an ammo pile along the way. I could be wrong, but Look. Even if you do have a boomer bile jar, don't throw it immediately after the fucking endless horde event starts. Throw it in the deep crevices of the fucking tunnel itself, so it gives you enough time to go through the stairs. Because the tunnel is the tunnel is terrible, but the stairs are even fucking worse. Especially if there's like a spitter coming in and just destroying your fucking health. Literally just melting your health through and through. Especially if there's a hunter coming in or a witch. I don't think it's a witch. Yeah, I don't think it's a witch can spawn here, if I remember correctly. But even still, a hunter can come here. A jockey, a charger definitely will come here. And just destroy your ass. You better fucking summon your ancestors from the beyond the gates of heaven to help you fucking fight this shitty ass endless horde event. Fuck this chapter, okay? That's all I gotta say. Just fuck it in the ass, and go fuck yourself. Next, we have the Memorial Bridge. Now, truth be told, it's not as bad as this map, but you're definitely going to try hard, especially if a tank spawns on top of the bridge. And if it does, you're just backtrack to the fucking beginning of the fucking map if you need to. Because trust me, it's very easy for the tank to just knock your ass off and just kill you instantly. If not, just straight up in cap. So yeah, halfway through, there's like, if memory serves me right, there should be 2 panic events. One where like the fucking the bridge blows up and shit, and like it clears a path, but it alerts the horde. A second part when you enter the fucking junkyard and it just spawns another horde. Yeah. Look, I hate this map, just not as much as this. Just this. So, yeah, I guess. Now we have Shitcup Creek. Yeah, please just end my suffering. Just end it. Well, yeah, this is not as bad. That's definitely bad. The poor finale for the sacrifice isn't that bad now I think about it. The barn's not that bad, especially with the boomer bile. Shitcup Creek, probably. Fuck. Do I want to kill myself playing this map? This finale. Like, honestly, this is arguably harder than... Actually, fuck it. You know what? I'll put the fucking bridge finale in the parish down here at the bottom of Please Just End My Suffering. Because at the very least, with the bridge finale, it's like fairly easy to speedrun this shit. If you know what you're doing, if you have like adrenaline shots, boomer bile, fairly easy. But with Shitcup Creek, so I'll just put it probably higher than fucking Plantation now I think about it. There's 2, well, actually, take that back. There's guaranteed a tank spawn halfway through in the middle of the fucking creek, where there's very little fucking room, where you're just gonna have to hope and pray to God that the tank's AI somehow fucks up here and just gets stuck, because otherwise you're about to get fucking killed. Unless you have like fucking melees or some shit, perhaps you have like a machete. It's like just fucking aggressively just click the shit out of this fucking goddamn tank, and then hopefully the tank just fucking dies, okay? Because if you don't, that's a guaranteed restart. So, yeah. Like, you may have to... There's a good chance we don't have to fight the second tank, but the first tank, please, you better have an AK, a combat shotgun, a fucking fire axe, a machete to boot. You better fucking log in. You better summon your ancestors. You better fucking call in Cthulhu to help you fight this fucking tank. And after that, you're still gonna have to deal with the endless hordes coming through the fucking this shitty sewage tunnel, then at least into this evac rescue zone. Where like, by the way, apart from like one building, there's like no supplies at all. So hopefully you didn't waste all your fucking supplies fighting that one fucking tank. Hopefully nobody died, which is very unlikely when fighting that fucking tank in a small enclosed creek. Especially since it's very easy for like a boomer or smoker to just pop in and just cause chaos. Even more so for a charger. But hopefully after all, once you reach the evac or rescue zone, just haul ass. There's no supplies. Or from one building that has a bit of supplies. Man, like, yeah, just rush to the fucking tower, haul ass. If you have to leave somebody behind, leave them behind. Try your best to ignore the other tank. It's not worth it. It's not worth the fighting them. If you just like the parish finale tanks, the second tank that comes out like near the evac zone for the helicopter, just ignore them. Just ignore them. Just haul ass. If you have to sacrifice your teammates or your bots to like fucking get to the copter, that's fine. And if that's it. That's fucking it. That's it from cold shit. That's it from cold fucking faggoted shit. I hate this map. I fucking hate this map so much. Granted, I don't hate the finale as much as the lighthouse finale and last shit. But yeah. Yeah, that's all I got. Like, in all honesty, I'm fucking tired. Like, those last two maps made me fucking extremely tired of just talking about that. Ugh. Remind me of all the shitty, terrible memories of completing these fucking maps on Expert Realism. I'm tired. Please, if you care about my mental health so much, give me a subscribe. Comment because I want to. Please give this video a like. Comment, subscribe as always. Yeah, I'm tired and so yeah. I guess. I fucking guess.